Hockey fans, and welcome back to the Heritage Sports Center here in Duluth, the Bantam Elite League on Youth Hockey Hub. Our second of 4 games we'll have for you this afternoon and into the night. I am Zach Schneider. Thank you for joining us. The game right now going right to left in the white jerseys. That is North Dakota. Left to right in the dark blue, that is the Bolts. With players out of the Twin Cities area in Minnesota, we are underway here for the second of 4 games we'll bring to you, I should say, on the Youth Hockey Hub. The Kings knocked off the Rangers 6-1 in our opening game of this afternoon. We will get to more of the particulars of these two teams as we progress, but right now it's McIntosh for North Dakota. Long pass ahead. Missed everybody, and now it's played back in behind. That's Jack Bartfield on defense there for the Bolts. He plays it up the wall. It gets as far as center. Shot right back in there by North Dakota. That is Garrett Eichmann. And now a long shot ahead. That is saved and then released by Nolan Astrup, the starting goaltender here for North Dakota. We'll see if his counterpart plays in the second half. If you weren't with us in the earlier game or you haven't seen a Bantam Elite League game, 25-minute halves and now right in on goal. And no shot on goal coming. It comes back down to McLaughlin. Long shot tipped in front by North Dakota. That was Scarperud who got a stick to it. Now it comes back to the point. Nenow. Long shot again, looking for a tip. That one missed just wide on the near side. So 2 25-minute halves, the 3-period traditional format out the window for the summer for these players. Working there on Nenow. He's able to get it back to center where it's controlled by the Bolts. Played as far as the blue line, shot right back in. They're in offside, so they're going to have to tag up. Now they get that message, and North Dakota gets a free exit out of their own zone. Bartfield now with it, plays it across to his partner. That's Caden Morgan. Long pass ahead, pass Bast, and that's icing on the Bolts. North Dakota plays a lot of games this weekend because of the travel, I would assume. They started with a 4-1 loss last night to the North Stars. They battled back and got a 4-3 win this morning here over the Bruins. The Bolts are only playing 2 games this weekend. They won their first one earlier this morning, 6-3 over the Rangers. And now they've got this one against North Dakota. And it looks like they and the Penguins will play a game, midweek game. Well, not really midweek. They'll play on Monday in West St. Paul. It's early in the week, I suppose, if you're keeping track at home. Slid towards the middle, cleared away from trouble by the Bolts and out to center. This is Dylan Bass to the far side, his partner. Gets it ahead now, and a penalty, high sticking, coming against the Bolts, and North Dakota will go to the power play. Our first of the afternoon. Caden Morgan, defenseman out of Edina, the guilty party. The Bolts shorthanded now, and North Dakota with a chance to perhaps take an early lead. These two teams came into the weekend deadlocked in the standings, 12 points apiece. Nenow, a shot, save made. Thomas Anderson sticks that one aside for the Bolts. Now it comes, that's Scarperud again. He tried to get it back in the near side circle. It comes to the point, that's controlled. Wraps it around the boards. Jackson going to give chase along with the teammate there. This is to the far side, back on the backhand. Anderson made a save there. Nice job there for North Dakota. Not the end shot that they were looking for. That was Landon Downer. And now they'll get fresh guys out there. Zach Nearing on the draw for North Dakota. He's stymied there. That was Kyle Dahl. But it comes back to the point now. McIntosh with it. McIntosh shoots it off the end wall to the far side now. This is Landon Carter. Carter plays it, tries to come up the wall with it. Has to get it back. This is Nearing. Nearing to the front. Anderson couldn't control it. Loose puck, top of the crease. Cleared away by the Bolts defense. With 1 minute now to go in the man advantage. Spinning pass off the side of the cage, out through the middle of the slot, and knifed down the length of the ice by the Bolts, who will change all 4 of their penalty killers. Long pass ahead. Bartfield going to be Johnny on the spot there. Takes a hit and dispossessed of the puck. Now to the back the other way. This is Anthony McIntosh. Nearing knifes that one out of the air. Tries to give it back. A long shot. Save made. Anderson off the mask. Again the rebound, and he got the right pad to it. That was Scarperud for North Dakota, who went hard to the net. And now an icing on the Bolts. You can't ice the puck on the penalty kill. That's something that came up in the first game, and I've just gotten confirmation. So even though they're on the penalty kill, still no, you can't ice it in the Summer League. So that is a bit of a rule change. When you're shorthanded, you can't send it the length of the ice. That came up in our first game this afternoon, and I thought I had a handle on all the weird rules with the 25-minute halves, but not so much. Back to 5-on-5 now. I know you can't ice it then. As North Dakota unsuccessful in their first power play. Bass tries to muscle his way to the front. He can't do it. Instead, they go into the near side corner. 2-on-2 battle there. It comes out to the front, sticked away, and now here comes the Bolts. This is Dahl. Rather, that's Ryder. A long shot, save made, and cleared away from trouble by North Dakota. Good save there from Astrup. Miles Ryder was the one leading the charge there for the Bolts. And now back the other way. This is Morgan. Long shot. Astrup might have got a piece of that. He did, into the high netting with 19.5 minutes to go here in the opening half. Nolan Astrup, the goalie right now for North Dakota. Wonder if he's related to Lynn Astrup, who played for the UMD women's team. Now a 2-on-1 here developing for North Dakota. This is Jackson to the far side, and he just missed. He got it out ahead of Reynolds. So no shot on goal comes out of that 2-on-1. Now the pass in behind the defenseman. McIntosh nicely keeps it in to the far side now. This is Dylan Jackson. Shot swallowed up by Anderson for the Bolts. Best chance of the game so far, really, a 2-on-1. For North Dakota. Doesn't result in a shot on goal. Both these goalies pretty big in size. Anderson especially, you see him, big imposing figure in the goal for the Bolts. Now in the skates right at the blue line. The referee in the way a little bit as well. 2-on-2 now. Somebody's tripped up and goes sprawling to the ice. It comes free. Trying to play it ahead for Dahl, who backhands it ahead. And now Griffin will give chase as North Dakota controls. It comes out to the neutral. Bartfield will send it right back in. Astrup out there to cut it off. It comes up the wall. This is Carter. Carter goes to the far side. Collision there. Now Griffin in on it. Bouncing puck as North Dakota struggles to get a handle on it. This is Bast. Naring muscles Dahl off the play, and here comes Keaton Schaff. Good passing play to break the zone. Finally, after being stymied a bit for North Dakota, bouncing puck in. Anderson had to be sharp there. Morgan, watched by Naring. Now to the far side, this is Ryder. He's going to be in a foot space with Svangstu. And North Dakota collects at neutral. The Bolts defending their blue line here. Bartfield gets it back to his partner. That is Morgan. Passed ahead. That's Ryder. Morgan has to go collect it again. Me now. Just tried to muscle it off the boards. It comes as far as his partner. This is McLaughlin. Now a pass ahead. Off the high glass and in. This a much more systematic game than the first one we saw between the Kings and the Rangers. These two teams going zone to zone, whereas the Kings were able to more freewheel it. They had a lot of space moving up and down the ice against the Rangers. These two teams, through the first 8 minutes, seem awfully evenly matched and not giving each other the kind of space through the neutral zone to get those odd man breaks like the 2-on-1 we saw. Now Nino gets it to the half wall. They're working on it there. Joining the fray. Now it comes in behind the net. He goes right back to where the trouble started on that far side wall. Sidestepping a hit there momentarily. Kept in nicely there. This is McCann, a long shot. That was tipped in front of Anderson. Deflected to the near side corner. Griffin and one of the North Dakota players, that is Dawson McCann, go at it a little bit in the corner. Meanwhile, the Bolts come back, tried to cut toward the middle and could not. It comes through neutral. And now a long shot, stick to side, far side corner by Astrup. Flipped ahead, nice play there by Morgan. Knocked it out of midair and was able to shovel it right back deep into the North Dakota zone. The Bolts will change 4 of their 5 skaters. Bartfield was the lone holdout. Morgan now watching Downer there. It comes to the line. McIntosh, long shot. That one missed the net on the glove side of Anderson. Another long shot. That was kicked away by the defense. It comes free now in the near side circle. The Bolts able to control and get it out to center. Pritchard took a hit from Downer. Now McIntosh will play it. Try to sidestep another Bolts hit. This is a pretty physical game in the early going as well. This is Griffin. Long pass ahead, tipped in by Sylvester. McIntosh will turn and chase. Nearly 10 minutes gone here. Opening half, still scoreless. Bolts in North Dakota. Towards the front, free puck, a shot save made by Astrup. Right on the doorstep there was Tate Pritchard for the Bolts. And a quick glove from Astrup keeps things at 0-0. Off the face-off, this is North Dakota that controls. Carter ahead now. They're good at the line. Shipping it ahead was Carson Scarperud. Those two continue on. Now Naring gets it to Scarperud in the slot. Carter continues on, and he's going to take a penalty here. That'll be hooking on Carter. Will Delgado draws the penalty for the Bolts. Landon Carter, the guilty party for North Dakota. So the Bolts will go to the power play here. Trying to break the deadlock of 0-0. Griffin, long pass ahead, kicked ahead by Graham. It comes back out, and Morgan cuts it off at center, though. Nice play there by Naring in on the forecheck shorthand, and now Graham controls. He'll skate back the other way, leads the charge, tries to delay there at the half wall and does. Nice job by Graham, and the Bolts will get set up with 90 seconds to go on the power play. Morgan, high slot, long shot, save made. Astrup again, the rebound still free, and he's on top of it at the top of his own crease. Some pushing and shoving in front, and the referees are going to take, it looks like, one apiece. Oh, they're going to take two for North Dakota and one for the Bolts. So North Dakota is going to end up 2 men down for 1 minute and 23 seconds. So a 5-on-3 for 1 minute 23 coming for the Bolts as the referee gives the North Dakota bench the explanation. There was some pushing and shoving there. I don't know where North Dakota got the extra one. They must have got one of the first shots in, as there was a battle on the near side of the net as that rebound was free. So the Bolts, 2-man advantage here for an extended period of time. Bartfield with it at the top of the zone, gets it to Graham on the far side half wall. He collects now. That pass deflected. It comes to Morgan. What a save from Nolan Astrup as he went right to left, got the glove out, and robbed Caden Morgan. It was a sharp angle for Morgan, but a great save from Astrup. And we are still scoreless. 1:06 now to go in the 2-man advantage for the Bolts. Off the faceoff, McIntosh tries to wrap it around the wall. Morgan cuts it off at the point. They'll get set up again. Morgan works his way down top of the circle to the far side. Bartfield, he's got Graham, gives it to him. High slot. Graham with it. He wants to switch spots with Morgan and does. Morgan now at the top of the zone. He'll give it to Bartfield. Bartfield, a long shot. That was kicked away. He gets it back, tried to toe drag, and it's cleared by North Dakota. That was Mason Reynolds, I believe. No. It was Downer with the block shot for North Dakota. They cleared the zone, but again, you can't ice the puck even shorthanded in this summer league. Bit of a unique rule, so the faceoff will come back to the left of Astrup. Off the faceoff, McIntosh has it, gets it out, but not quite out of the zone. Bartfield gives it to Morgan, near side faceoff dot. Back to Bartfield one-timer. That one hit traffic in front, and it's going to be cleared out to neutral with the help of some bolts by North Dakota. 15 seconds to go now, 2-man advantage. Then there will be a continuation of the 5-on-4. This is Pritchard. Pritchard sidesteps a hit to the front. Save made by Astrup. He was able to fight it off with the shoulder, and North Dakota is going to escape the 5-on-3. There's still 35 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 as Pritchard comes back at it. Gives it to Sylvester off the end of his stick he couldn't control. Gets it along the end wall, pass towards the front, kicked away by North Dakota, and they will clear with some speed here. This is Reynolds. Reynolds driving wide on Morgan. Morgan's been out there pretty much that entire power play. Easier to play on the power play, obviously, when it's 5-on-3. But still a long shift for Morgan and Bartfield. Now Pritchard has a go off of his stick. 5 seconds until Bast is released. And then we will be back to 5-on-5. Griffin to the far side. Circle a shot, and Astrup squeezes that one. And we are back level. 5-on-5. A good kill there for North Dakota, thanks to a couple great saves from their goaltender Nolan Astrup. Again, I wonder if he is related to the Lynn Astrup that played 4 years for the University of Minnesota Duluth women's hockey team. She's also from North Dakota. I forget where in North Dakota. He's from Fargo. I forget if that's where she's from or not, but she's now playing overseas in Sweden, last I heard about Lynn Astrup. Puck out of play here into the high netting. Face off to Astrup's left as North Dakota tries to use some of the momentum off of that kill. Carter tries to chip it around to the defense. It comes back to Nurin, now back to Carter, he scores on the backhander. Landon Carter, a nifty play, and it's 1-0 North Dakota. Zach Naring made the pass, and Carter got his hands up, lifted the backhander right underneath the bar. 1-0 to North Dakota, and that's what you want to see right after you kill off a 5-on-3 is your offense to come back out and at least put the other team under some pressure. Use that momentum. Even better that it results in a goal for North Dakota and Landon Carter. Now right off the face-off, here they come again, and they're going to go on the power play as Naring was hit off the face-off. Carter with a shot that was deflected, and the Bolts will touch up. Penalty coming. And that is Tyler Graham, the guilty party. I didn't see the signal for what the actual call is, but he gets 2 minutes, and North Dakota will go to the power play here with a chance to double their lead as we've gotten past now the halfway point of this first half here in the Bantam Elite League. They gain the zone right towards the middle. A shot save made Anderson as Reynolds went hard to the net. That is Mason Reynolds. Good save there from Thomas Anderson out of Stillwater. The Ponies, they could use a good goalie in the up-and-coming ranks. Here in the state tournament, I think a couple years ago. Now it comes to McLaughlin, skips over his stick, and he'll have to retreat out to center. Ahead for Downer here. Reynolds will give chase. Bartfield off the side of the cage. Dangerous play, and that one deflected back in behind for the Bolts. Now it's collected by North Dakota. McLaughlin at the point. Long shot. Anderson sees that one as the Bolts defense did a good job clearing away the traffic in front. 1:08 to go in that penalty to Graham. Face off to Anderson's right. They win it back here. Under pressure immediately is Eichmann. He takes a hit from Olson. No call coming there, much to the chagrin of the North Dakota fans in attendance. They made a long trek to watch their boys play. They get 4 games this weekend. And these two teams, with only 15 minutes gone, already seem to not enjoy each other's company. Be interesting to see how this game progresses. It's still a summer league game. I know you always want to win, but if everybody's able to leave healthy, that's good too. Svangstu now, high slot, long shot. Anderson fumbles that one a bit, and Svangstu takes a whack at him, but he's able to cover up, and the face-off coming inside the zone. The referee is having some of those same discussions with the players. It's the middle of August, fellas. We can get out here and compete, but let's make sure that everybody's able to play for their respective teams coming up here when the real bell rings this winter. Nice play there by Sylvester to clear the zone. Still 30 seconds to go in this North Dakota power play. They gain the zone. It's held there by McIntosh. Long shot. Anderson might have got handcuffed a little bit by that one. He fights it off to the far side wall. Now Griffin has it in his skates with 10 seconds to go before Graham is released. Comes out to center. McIntosh plays it there for North Dakota. Ahead for Svangstu. He just chips it in. We're back to 5-on-5 as Graham is out of the box. Played ahead now by the Bolts right at his blue line. He fanned on the pass. Dahl was Johnny on the spot. Long shot now. And that was in offside for the Bolts. Schaff for North Dakota, the far side. That's Scarperud. He's angled off the play right at the blue line. Nice rub out there by the Bolts. They wrap it around the board. Schaff going to decide to pinch here. Gets some help from Naring. It comes to the slot. Scarperud couldn't get a shot away. It's just flipped back in behind for Scarperud now. North Dakota tries to sidestep a check there. Does so nicely, can't protect the puck though. Bartfield just pitchforks it back the other way. Owens tries to slap it along. Bass stepped down from his spot on the point and is able to hold. Naring and Ryder go hard into the wall. And it's cleared out now by the Bolts. Owens muscled off there by Reynolds. He's able to get it in deep though. And now it's played by North Dakota. Around to the far side, Griffin goes in there hard for the Bolts. It comes free, high slot, a shot. That was tipped in front by Bast, up and over the cage of his goaltender, Astrup. Graham with the shot for the Bolts. Comes out to center here. Carter gains the red line. He'll just dump it in. North Dakota going to change a couple skaters. Delgado tries to spin away from trouble. It comes up the wall. It comes back now to Griffin in behind the cage. That pass almost picked off. Instead, it skips over the stick, and the Bolts are able to clear. Pass in the skates of Graham there. And now here comes North Dakota. Downer with a shot. Stick save made by Anderson, and he'll be able to clear it out. McLaughlin right at his own defensive line, fights there, does well, and he gains the puck back. He'll just shoot it off the boards and in. Morgan will be forced to give chase and play it. Now it's Griffin. Griffin, as the Bolts change their forward line, plays it ahead. McLaughlin out of his reach, and those two will go hard into the end wall. Charles Olson on the spot for the Bolts. Digging it free is North Dakota, and back they come. Fryer with it towards the front, and that's knocked away to the far side. Big hit there. Morgan tries to muscle it off in behind the cage. It comes free. McLaughlin shoots it back into the zone. It comes free, and now it's Fryer. Fryer with a long shot. That one missed the net. Off the glass. Bartfield had to be sharp there to clear it away from trouble. Now another shot. Anderson fights that one off. The rebound, I don't think ever got to him, but it's cleared away by the Bolts. Here's Bartfield. He gains the red line inside of 6 minutes to go. First half, 1-0 North Dakota on a goal from Landon Carter. It comes free now to the point, Pritchard. He'll collect, surveys the zone to the half wall. Now to the point, Morgan, one-timer, a shot, and a penalty coming in front. It's going to be on the Bolts and Charles Olson. And now he takes an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. Roughing is the original call, and then he must have said one of the no-no words to the official. He gets a 10-minute misconduct as well. And North Dakota will be back on the power play with a chance to double up. They lead 1-0 here with 5:40 to go in the opening half. Face-off outside the North Dakota zone here. Naring spins it off the draw and all the way down. The Bolts will be forced to give chase. Now it's dug free out of there. Naring flips one in. Anderson squeezes that one, and another whistle and a face-off coming. So it's Naring, Carter, and Scarperud out there for North Dakota. McIntosh on one of the points. I think it's Bast on the other point. Scarperud and Carter go hard in there. Naring comes away with it. Gets it first to Carter. It deflects to the point. I think that's Bast. Carter spins one in now. Scarperud to Naring along the wall. They try to go back. Now this is Carter. They'll switch spots. Gets it to Scarperud. Back to Carter. Tried to slide a pass toward the middle. Naring was dangerously towards the front of the net. Diving play there by the Bolts to clear the zone. McIntosh sends it right back in. That's Delgado for the Bolts. Now they continue the battle along the wall. Now to the far side. This one's going to be cleared by Griffin. He flips it ahead, and the Bolts are able to clear the zone. Graham going hard to the net. The pass toward the middle was deflected, and North Dakota has to regroup in its own end with 50 seconds to go in the power play. Long pass ahead, onside. No, he's not. Naring, I thought, dragged the left leg. Instead, it's offside, and the faceoff should come back into the North Dakota end. It does, to the right of Nolan Astrup, the goaltender. So far, a pretty good penalty kill for the Bolts. But still 45 seconds to go as North Dakota controls in their own zone. Played ahead now, this is Downer. Downer leaves it there, gets it back now on the far side. Tried to spin a backhanding pass through the middle of the ice and couldn't. Now Bartfield will knock it away from North Dakota's. That's Reynolds. Gets it to the point, walking it. A long shot, fought off, rebound there momentarily. Morgan able to clear it in behind the cage. Long shot there came from the point from Nenow. Now it comes to Reynolds, sharp angle shot. Anderson challenges that one and makes the save. Are on the dasher to the far side. Nenow keeps it in. Long shot. That one off the side of the cage and into the protective netting. 1 second to go in that power play. The faceoff will be to Anderson's left. And then Ryder, Miles Ryder, who is serving the minor penalty because of the misconduct. He will be free. Faceoff won by North Dakota to the middle. Long shot, tipped and wide. Ryder back into the play here as he is free from the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Skating through traffic there is Morgan. Eventually he's knocked off the puck. Bast has it, plays it ahead for McCann. Gets it ahead now on the wall. Flipped out to center. 2-on-2 battle right below our broadcast booth here at the Heritage Sports Center. McCann throws a hit there at the blue line. That pass deflected. And muscling it through center is North Dakota. Inside of 3 minutes to go. First half, 1-0. Turnover here at the line. McCann on his backhand tries to cut towards the net. A shot, he scores! Dawson McCann unassisted. A turnover right inside the blue line, and he makes it count. 2-0 North Dakota here inside of 3 minutes to go in this opening half. Good individual effort there for Dawson McCann. And it is 2-0 here inside of 3 minutes to play, opening half. Now it's Graham back the other way for the Bolts. Tried a centering pass. Carter knocked that one away. Those two continue their battle along that wall. Couple of supports there, and it's dug free by North Dakota. This is McIntosh leading the charge. Tries to single it around. Delgado knocks him down. Scarperud with it to the point. It comes free. Long shot tipped in front, and that one was tipped wide. That's Naring. Now Scarperud tries to sidestep a hit. It comes to Naring. Near side circle, spins a shot. Scarperud, and he couldn't put it in the empty net. And now a rebound off that long shot came to Naring. He's knocked down, couldn't get a shot away. These two teams far more physical, and there's a big hit right in front of the North Dakota bench. Far more physical than our first two teams of the afternoon. Right at the blue line, it comes to Pritchard. He's got a lane there. Pritchard, a shot. Save made by Estrup. Might have hit him in the mask. Maybe the shoulder, but he fights it off nonetheless. 90 seconds to go here in the opening half. Anderson cuts that one off for his teammate. That pass out ahead of him. And now Downer plays it in below the goal line extended. Near side corner. Reynolds trying to dig for it there for North Dakota as we tick inside of a minute to go here before our halftime intermission. Pritchard's with it. Gets it to the far side. That's Bartfield. Bartfield, nifty little move. Couldn't get the puck around though. And now Pritchard and one of the North Dakota players, that's Scarperud, were tied up. Now it's McLaughlin. McLaughlin and Pritchard do battle there. Now it's taken over by a couple more Bolts. They dig the puck free out to the blue line. Fryer with a long shot. That's handled easily by Anderson. 31.5 to go on the clock. Face off to Anderson's right. Off the draw, North Dakota controls. McCann just floats one towards the top of the crease area, and Anderson hops on top of that. Griffin wraps it around to the far side. Delgado now doubles back the other way for the Bolts. Rink wide pass, that's knocked out of the air by Fryer. Now ahead looking for Graham, and Astrup is going to put a glove on that one for North Dakota. 8.1 seconds to go. Face off to the left of the North Dakota zone here. See if the Bolts can run something from the practice rink. These teams don't practice together all that often. Delgado with a shot. That was blocked off by Naring, and he clears the zone. That'll do it for the opening half. So North Dakota, a pair of goals in the first 25 minutes. They lead the Bolts 2-0 after 25 minutes. This will be a fun second half. Two teams that, let's say, don't love each other and play a pretty similar physical game. We will have the continuation of that after the break. North Dakota leads the Bolts 2-0 here. You're watching Bantam Elite Hockey on Youth Hockey Hub. Welcome back to the Heritage Sports Center here in Duluth. The second half upcoming here between North Dakota and the Bolts, the Bantam Elite League here on Youth Hockey Hub. I am Zach Schneider. In that first half of play, Landon Carter and Dawson McCann scored goals for the Bolts. For North Dakota. Thomas Anderson made 23 saves for the Bolts, while Nolan Astrup made 14 saves, including a beauty early on when it was 0-0 for North Dakota. Underway here, second half, 25 minutes left to go. As I mentioned as we left the opening half, these two teams, a pretty physical brand of hockey. North Dakota will play again tomorrow here in this building. The Bolts are done this weekend, it appears, by the schedule I have. After today, they will play again on Monday down in the Twin Cities area. That puck flipped into the Bolts bench and out of play by Anthony McIntosh, and we will get a face-off right at center. Actually, it'll come back to just outside the North Dakota zone. Graham with it here for the Bolts. This is Tyler Graham. He has it back this way now. Bartfield to his partner, that's Morgan. He's dispossessed in on Anderson, and he'll jump on it right away. Almost had his pocket pick there did Caden Morgan, as he and his partner Jack Bartfield try to get something going. North Dakota wins the draw there. Dugging it out of there. Now a shot save made Anderson, and he gloves the rebound, which was floating in midair. Mason Reynolds. Almost Johnny on the spot for that rebound. Face-off again to Anderson's left. Off the face-off, it comes to McLaughlin at the point. Long shot. That was tipped to the high glass behind the cage. It comes up the wall. Bouncing puck there. It's spot free for Reynolds. Now they'll have to chase back at neutral. He now off the wall. Tried to angle it into the zone, but it's taken now by Dahl. Dahl has it taken away by Reynolds. Reynolds in his own zone, loses it in his skates momentarily. It's cleared out to center then by the North Dakota defense, banged right back in by the Bolts. 90 seconds now gone here in the second half. We've just kind of played most of it in the neutral zone as Graham comes in 1-on-4. His teammates changing behind him on the backhand, trying to go forehand, circles the net now. Still possesses the puck though, nicely here for Tyler Graham. Works his way to the high slot, now the far circle. Again with the puck. Now he tries a shot. It got deflected and in behind. It's cleared as far as the blue line. Griffin holds it there, and now it's knocked out by North Dakota. Griffin will have to collect. He takes a hit from McCann, one of the goal scorers for North Dakota. And the physical play continues here into the second half. Bast muscled out there by Pritchard. That shot hit one of the attackers ahead, and now Graham, if he can catch the puck, he won't. That'll be icing on the Bolts. Would have had a breakaway from his own blue line had that pass not been just a bit behind him. With a chance to cut the lead in half. Face off to Anderson's left after the icing. And we'll try to drop the puck fairly. We do. Scarperud knocked to the ice. A shot there from Naring. It came to Scarperud. He wasn't able to pull the trigger. Angling a puck, and now a pass toward the middle. That was Pritchard off the stick of Owens. And back out to center now. Scarperud tried to knock Bartfield into the boards. That pass picked off by Pritchard. Graham takes a bump there from Naring, but the Bolts control. Owens with it. Nice pass. Pritchard near side circle, a shot, and that's right into the chest of Astrup. as the second half gets off to a somewhat fragmented start. Lots of whistles here in the opening 3 minutes of this half. On the end wall now for North Dakota. And skating it out of trouble is Downer. He's met at the blue line nicely there by Delgado. And a puck into the zone offside is North Dakota. The faceoff again will come outside the Bolt zone. And again, it's another whistle. Tough to get into the flow of a game here when there's whistles every 15 or 20 seconds, but sometimes that's how it goes. Let's see if the play will open up as the teams kind of settle in to this second half. North Dakota trying to protect that 2-0 lead. Puck towards the top of the crease area, cleared away to the far side boards, and now it pops out. Griffin will be forced to come back to center. This shovels one through the center. They're going to wave off icing as McIntosh and Dahl will go into the boards. McIntosh wins that battle. He'll skate it out of the zone, flip it ahead now for his teammate Jackson. He plays it along for Reynolds. Back to Jackson, a shot, and Anderson saw that one the whole way. He gloves it, and a face-off coming. Just under 4 minutes gone here in the second half. As I say, it's been a somewhat slow start to this half. First half was kind of like that too, though. Lots of power plays, lots of penalties, lots of stoppages in the play. Now the puck pops free. This is McCann, a pass to the front, tipped by, can't tell who that is for North Dakota, but it went wide, and now the Bolts control. Sylvester to the far side. This is Bartfield on the backhand, cuts to the middle, shot, he scores! Jack Bartfield, what a quick shot that was. He went high on the stick side of Astrup, and that cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. The Bolts are on the board. Oh my, what a quick shot from Jack Bartfield. Defenseman out of Eden Prairie. He's logged a lot of ice time tonight with his partner, Caden Morgan. And that time, kind of a nondescript play. Didn't really look like he was going to be very dangerous near the top of the circle. Puck on his backhand. He flipped it to his forehand and a quick release up over the stick side of Nolan Astrup. Now another long shot. That one bounces wide, so it's 2-1, and we got ourselves a very close hockey game between two pretty evenly matched teams from what I can see. They're deadlocked in the standings coming into the weekend. I'm getting the maybe from our producer and cameraman. He knows more than I do about this league. It is fun to come out and watch these kids. These are kids, every one of them I would assume, is going to be playing a major role on their high school teams. Maybe not this year, but sometime into the future. That's the point of this league. You get a look at some of the best Bantams from Minnesota, North Dakota, and Wisconsin all in the same spot. So it's pretty fun to watch kids this young, the future of high school hockey and probably into college for a lot of these guys, whether it's at the Division I or Division III level. Now Scarperud for North Dakota tries to go backhand, forehand. He can't, and Bartfield will go off the glass and all the way down. That'll be icing on the Bolts. But Scarperud tried to wiggle his way to the middle. That's Carson Scarperud, and he's easily well, maybe not easily, but the smallest player on the ice. It's either him, Kyle Dahl, or Miles Ryder. They're all kind of that same build, and you got to be a good skater when you're that tall, when you're that size, because the physical nature of the game, once you turn into a Bantam and into the high school game, it changes a lot. Scarperud tried to just kind of weasel his way to the front of the net. It almost worked. Now a big hit thrown behind the net by Pritchard for the Bolts, but North Dakota controls, and here they come through neutral. Near side, this is Jackson. Jackson stops there at the half wall, gives it into the corner. This is Reynolds. Griffin tries to pin him into the boards. Reynolds spins away from that, gets the pass to Fryer, and Anderson makes the save. He came out to challenge it. Fryer found himself all alone, but a pretty tough angle. Pritchard will just dump it in. They'll get a change, will the Bolts. Out through neutral here for the Bolts. It comes to Ryder on the forehand, a shot blocker, save made. Might have hit the knob of the stick even for Astrup, but he keeps it out. Now back the other way comes North Dakota. McIntosh, rink wide, looking for McCann. He couldn't handle it. Off the side of the cage, that pass went, and now flipped out, held in by Nenau. Ryder tried to stick check him. He gets it in behind now. This is McCann. McCann's pass picked off, and Bartfield, the goal scorer, will control for the Bolts. Another rink-wide pass, and here they come. Flipped high, and that might be on net. Astrup followed it the whole way. It ends up behind the net. That's Graham doing battle there for the Bolts. Tries to turn back the other way. He's got it now. He's watched there closely by the North Dakota defense. They kick it free, and they're going to be able to clear. Astrup was without his stick. Didn't notice that. Don't know how he lost his stick, to be quite honest, but he's got it back now. Shot in off the boards. And now towards the front, it's Ryder back to the front. Oh my, how did that stay out? I don't think it ever got on frame. Nice pass back across the goal mouth for Miles Ryder. And I think that's a substitute player. I'm not sure who that other number 55 is for the Bolts, to be quite honest with you, but he might have had his stick tied up and never got a good shot in on Nolan Astrup. But a golden opportunity by the wayside for the Bolts. You can see him right now. The 55 I have listed is Gavin Griffin. Standing next to him is another 55 with no nameplate, but I do understand that they've got some substitute players in this league so he can make sure that everybody rosters a full team. He might be here just for the weekend. He's got the puck now. We'll call him the other guy for the Bolts as it knifed away from him. And now North Dakota comes back the other way. This is Carter. Carter, one of the goal scorers for North Dakota. Bast with it, stops inside the line, gets it in the feet of Carter. That almost worked out. Instead, it's shoveled along the end wall now. Carter, one hand on his stick, tries to push it up the wall. That didn't work. And now to the far side, this is Griffin. Griffin was hoping there was a trailer there. There wasn't. Scarperud takes it on for North Dakota. He's going to flip it in and head off on a change. North Dakota will change all 5 of its skaters, actually, with just over 16 and a quarter minutes to go here in the second half. A 1-goal game. Now Tyler Graham with it. Plays it towards the middle. That's taken away by Anthony McIntosh. He's dispossessed there by Pritchard. Back to Graham. Pritchard goes to the net. Pass looking for Owens, and that was cleared. As far as Morgan, a long shot. That hit traffic in front. And here comes North Dakota. Pass in the feet of Reynolds. Taken on now by Morgan. Ahead for Graham at the blue line. He can't sidestep the defense. It's pitchfork back the other way. Morgan to Bartfield. Those two play catch. Ahead for Graham as he circles back in the neutral zone. He's got Ryder with him. 2-on-5 as they enter the North Dakota zone. Ryder tried to leave it there. Those two miscommunicated. Now it's Landon Downer. Downer ahead. That hit the skate of Bartfield. And North Dakota again will change all 5 skaters. Griffin with the puck for the Bolts. Plays ahead at the red line. Tipped in. But taken now again by Downer. Off the wall, this is Svankstu. Plays it ahead, McCann. McCann muscled off the play there by Dahl. They tried to start an odd man rush, he and Ryder. Might have been able to get numbers forward, but instead it is a face-off coming outside the Bolt zone. 15 minutes and 4 seconds as they drop the puck here. So 10 minutes gone here in the second half, 15 to go. The Bolts still in search of that equalizer. There's another substitute player perhaps for the Bolts, number 44, so apologies for that. He's got the puck now on the near side wall. He plays it ahead now. Nice kicked ahead by Dahl, gives it to Ryder. Ryder slide steps one, a pass through the top of the crease, and the net is off its pegs. The faceoff will stay inside. Nice little passing play designed there by the Bolts, but they just can't get the stick free inside the crease. Off the face-off, Tyler Graham with it for the Bolts. He's met there by Scarperud on the wall. It comes free now for North Dakota's McIntosh. It comes up for Scarperud. He tries to go off the wall. Morgan holds it. It sends one towards the front, bouncing puck that no one could get a hold of. They try to cycle it back in behind now. This is Keaton Schaff. Muscled out by Scarperud, and now here comes Naring. Back for Scarperud. Far side circle, a shot save made Anderson. He kicks it to the end wall, and back comes Morgan with the puck. He controls. Surveying his options, 3-on-3 at the line with a trailer. Bartfield, a shot from Morgan. Glove save by Astrup. Face-off coming to his right. So Morgan tried the same thing his partner did earlier. It worked for Jack Bartfield. Caden Morgan, however, is bettered on that play by the glove of Nolan Astrup. Up the wall, Scarperud able to sidestep Morgan. Nice jobs. He's slippery for a little guy. It's hard to hit those little guys. Not so much to hit as Morgan went for the body there, and Scarperud just kind of ducked under him and almost turned it into an odd man rush. Ahead for Sylvester at the line. Sylvester working on McIntosh. He's upended. Comes up the wall, cut off there. Working back towards the middle. Ryder with a shot, and that one missed the net. It comes up to Delgado with a long shot. Left pad save made. Easy one for Astrup. Now back in behind. Out in front, a shot. Save made by Astrup. That was Joey Sylvester right on the doorstep. Might have had his stick bothered. Didn't look like he got all of it, but Astrup nonetheless a very good save. Now it's Griffin. He wraps it around as the Bolts are making a bit of a push here as we approach the midway point of the second half, trying to get that second goal and get back level with this team from North Dakota. Graham fights through a check on the end wall, angles one to the point. Griffin winds, fires left pad save rather for Astrup. North Dakota able to clear the zone. Reynolds bothered by Pritchard as he enters the zone. Griffin plays it ahead for Graham, who circles back to get the puck. And works his way into the corner there. Nice job by Graham to protect the puck. Gets it to Morgan. Works his way to the high slot. Couldn't control or get a shot off, but now he's got the puck below the goal line extended. To the far side, that's Graham. Graham tried to center a pass through the top of the crease. That never got going, and now it's cleared by North Dakota. Morgan will have to chase. Not far enough for icing, and they will play. North Dakota really not as offensive as they were in the first half of this game. This has been largely Bolts. A one-timer that was deflected just over the crossbar, and now North Dakota has to play. Long shot. Anderson makes the save on Svangstu, and we get a whistle and a stoppage of play. Inside of 11 and a half minutes to go now, the Bolts making their push. But so far, Nolan Astrup and the North Dakota defense has been equal to the task. Off the face-off, they try to wrap it around to the near side. This is Ryder off of his stick. And back for another guest player. That's number 44, substitute player, I think. Not listed on the Bolts roster. Fryer now takes it over rather for North Dakota. Tries to leave it there. Dahl is on the scene. It comes now to Ryder. Ryder pass ahead. That's easily picked off. by Bast. And now it's controlled by Morgan. Rink wide pass just chopped ahead. Actually a pretty nice play there by the Bolts to get it in the North Dakota zone. Back the other way they come. This is Carter. He's got one of the goals so far. He has it knifed away from him. Nicely there by Delgado. And now Delgado's pass picked off by Bast. Bouncing puck, they battle right outside the blue line. Now North Dakota will control as we tick closer to 10 minutes to go in this second half. Delgado angles one ahead. Ryder plays it towards the middle. Schaff has trouble controlling it. He plays it ahead now. This is 55, plays it towards the front. It was free for a moment, and Astrup gets the big glove on it. And the faceoff will come to his left. Chipped ahead now by North Dakota in a foot race. Carter. Griffin's going to be the first one there. Nice job for the Bolts. Carter puts some pressure on. And now it comes free. Naring and Griffin go into the wall. Graham now has it taken over by North Dakota to the point. Walking towards the middle. Long shot. That hit traffic and is cleared away by the Bolts. Now it's Graham, tried to go through his legs. Instead, it's back the other way. This is Nearing, far side circle. Scarperud was in the middle. He blew a tire on the end wall. Puck's underneath him now. It's dug free by Nearing, who tried to bang at it there. Instead, it comes to the point, held there. Nearing with it, helps it along for Scarperud. Tried to go back to Nearing as he cut towards the net. And instead, it's Sylvester, 2-on-2 as they cross the blue line now. Sylvester tried to spin a pass back for Graham. It's cleared away. And now off the wall, kept in nicely there by Morgan. He slides one across the blue line. Bartfield a shot. That hits skates and deflects to the end wall. Big wind and fire around the dasher and out to center by North Dakota. 9 minutes to go now. Here's second half. North Dakota leading the Bolts 2-1. Right at the line, it's taken away. Owens slides into the corner. He's watched there by McIntosh closely. Gets it to the point. That's Morgan. Long shot. Tip. They score! What a tip in front, and we are tied. Kyle Dahl gets the tip in front. Caden Morgan, the long shot for the Bolts, and it is 2-2 with 8:42 to go here in the second half. You could kind of feel that one coming from the Bolts. A pretty goal, pretty redirect from Kyle Dahl, who now is in on the forecheck, and the Bolts, I think, have all the momentum here. North Dakota can use something to change that. Right at the line here, they're offside, so they got to tag up. They do. And now they're in offside again as McCann was delayed right as he entered the blue line. So 8:14 to go. 2-2 the score. I believe they do play some sort of overtime in this league. Just looking at the standings, it says overtime win and overtime loss. So I don't know what the structure is. If we get there, I will find out and relay it to you. Rink-wide pass now for Ryder at the blue line. They're offside are the Bolts. I think the general consensus through the winter among broadcasters and producers and camera guys is that we don't like overtime. The super consensus in the summer is that we don't like overtime. It's okay in the winter. I don't mind it as much as other people do. But I really don't want to see it in the summer. We'll see how that goes. Face off right at center ice here after another offside on the Bolts, and now a puck out of play. We'll bring another face off. This one will come just outside the Bolt zone. As we get some more fragmented hockey here. Some stoppages right after that goal from the Bolts. Some icing, some offsides, puck out of play. Maybe a chance for both teams to kind of regroup and get ready for this next stretch here. 8 minutes to try and find what could be the game-winning goal. Played out to center here by the Bolts. Now plays it on the far side. McLaughlin, he goes off the glass and in. And North Dakota will try to go back to work on the forecheck. McCann lets it go through him. It pops free, a shot. Now get a good one on it. Now they're still free, and that's gloved by Anderson. Svangstu was lurking near the top of the crease for North Dakota. Face off to Anderson's left. He hasn't been that busy here in the second half. He was very busy in the first half. Now it's Scarperud, high slot. Just tried to slide one to the far side. Now it's Dahl. He's got the equalizer. Can he get the go-ahead goal? Long shot. That was kicked away by Bast. Now Sylvester with it. He took a big hit, makes the pass out to the far side, got through, and now North Dakota comes back the other way. At the line, tried to get it to Carter. That was knifed away nicely. Scarperud turns, sends it towards the net. That's well wide, and Morgan collects it there. Out in front, turnover almost, and Sylvester is able to clear the bouncing puck. And now here comes Dahl. Dahl has Bartfield behind him, tries to drop it. He tried to pass it in front. It comes to the far side, a shot. That one hit traffic and was blocked in front. It comes now to the point. Morgan, a long shot. Bouncing puck, pad save made by Astrup. 6:15 to go here, second half. Still plenty of time to find the go-ahead goal for either of these teams. Morgan winds, fires. That one hits skates and deflects to the near side corner where North Dakota is able to get it out, but that'll be icing. And the face-off will come back to the left of Nolan Astrup. As I said at the outset, this is the second of 4 games that we have for you this evening here at the Heritage Sports Center as part of the Bantam Elite League on Youth Hockey Hub. Our next game scheduled for 6:45, the North Stars and the Bruins. I got here before our first game, and I just noticed that the North Stars had a 7-game win streak, I think it was, that was snapped earlier this afternoon. So they will be looking to bounce back a bit. That'll be our next game here on the Youth Hockey Hub, and then the nightcap at 8:30, Wisconsin and the Sharks. So after this game, we're just halfway through our slate of games here at the Heritage Sports Center. We hope you can stay with us. Inside of 5.5 minutes to go. Still 2-2. Circling back are the Bolts. As they try to gain some traction, as they try to move forward. This is Graham now. He's in 1-on-2 as his teammates change behind him. Works his way along the end wall. 5 minutes to play now, second half. 2-on-2 battle. Ryder trying to dig it out for the Bolts, and instead comes to Svangstu for North Dakota. Pass ahead for McCann. McCann, I think he thought he was offside. He peels away from that puck. The official yelled something. I thought he was offside, but then he didn't have his hand up, so bit confusing. But now here comes North Dakota again. This is McCann. McCann sidesteps to check nicely. There, a shot save made Anderson, and the puck momentarily in a dangerous spot on the far side. Here come the Bolts. With Ryder going to the net, they cut towards the high slot. This is Morgan. Morgan sends one to Dahl. It comes instead to Bartfield. Bartfield, a long shot, and Astrup finds that one through traffic and squeezes with 4:12 to go. A face-off in the North Dakota end. Off the face-off, it's controlled by the Bolts, but fighting back for it is North Dakota. 2-on-2 battle. They work their way up the wall, cutting towards the middle. This is Dahl. Nice move there to the front. Astrup gets a glove on it as Dahl made a nifty play and a pass towards the front. They couldn't quite get a good shot on it. And we're inside of 4 minutes to go now here in the second half. Back to Bartfield off the faceoff. He winds, fires. That was blocked in front, and Carter in a foot race now. He takes it away. This is Carter. Carter muscled off the play by Morgan. It comes free, and the net off its moorings. Anderson still made the save as Carter and Morgan went into the net behind Thomas Anderson. Carson Scarperud wound and fired the rebound as he's supposed to do, and Anderson stood at the top of his crease and made a right pad save even though the net was nowhere near where it was supposed to be. The faceoff will come outside, as they say Landon Carter was the one that knocked the net loose. Good play for him there. Blocked the shot on one end and then turned it into a partial breakaway and almost a go-ahead goal on the other end. Now played ahead for Graham. That missed him entirely, and that's icing on the Bolts. 3:33 to go. Another face-off back in the Bolts end here. Downer will draw against Graham. Off the face-off, Downer went forward with it. It's in on Anderson, who gloves it and will do it again. Olsen on the far side, spins a pass ahead for Graham. He's got Ryder with him, but 5 guys back in the defensive zone for North Dakota. They make it really tough to gain numbers as they all get back kind of in unison, does North Dakota. Now they turn it back the other way. Jackson with a long shot. Anderson makes the easy save with just over 3 minutes to go here in the second half. McCann now out there. He'll draw against Dahl as this faceoff is to the left of Thomas Anderson. McCann wins it. Long shot. That was blocked in front. And cleared to the near side wall. Sylvester leaves it for Delgado. He has to collect it. Gives it to his partner Griffin. He has some trouble with it as well. Now Delgado will get his eyes forward off the skate of Dahl. He leaves it there. And played in McIntosh. They had a guy going to the net. Bounces towards the top of the crease. 2:30 to go now as North Dakota comes back the other way with Svangstu. Griffin for the Bolts. McCann meets him there. Now Delgado. He's working away from the check. It comes back to McCann, a shot, and that was rather Svangstu. He missed the net. Sylvester at the blue line for the Bolts. He takes that one over. Ahead for McCann. Griffin working hard to get back. McCann doesn't have much help. Delays there. A shot towards the net. That missed. It caroms up the wall. McIntosh can't hold the zone there. And here comes Dahl 2-on-1 with Owens. He's got Dahl with him. Owens delays there. He forgot the puck. Might have hit a chip in the ice. Fortunate break for North Dakota, as it was a clear-cut 2-on-1. Now a shot for in on Anderson. He makes the save. Wraparound attempt. Couldn't quite get the hands around with 90 seconds to play now. 2-2 game. McLaughlin, his shot was deflected. And now a foot race for the puck. Loose stick there. It comes to Graham. Graham tried to get it to Owens. And here comes Carter. Landon Carter sides one towards the net. Anderson puts a glove on it. And a face-off coming with 1:15 to go. 1:14 to go, I should say precisely. Face off to Anderson's right. Naring will draw against Graham. Off the face-off, it goes to the side boards. Bartfield now has it in the far side corner. Gets it ahead. That's picked off. Here comes Naring. He turns it back the other way. Naring near side circle on his backhand. Tries to cut towards the net. Knifed away by Morgan. Inside of 1 minute to go. Scarperud towards the slot. Centering pass. Deflected away by Morgan. Now on the far side, this is Olsen. Rink wide pass off the boards. Graham picks it up there. Tried to go back across. This is McIntosh for North Dakota. 40 seconds to go as he enters the zone. McIntosh stops there. Naring there to help for North Dakota. Graham and Olsen in on it for the Bolts. It's Scarperud now along the end wall. He works his way to the near side corner. Scarperud shuffles it along. This is McCann. McCann to the front. Reynolds couldn't get a clean shot away. It's slid away by the Bolts. It comes back towards the slot with 15 seconds to go. Reynolds tries to play one towards the middle. Graham goes off the wall up towards the point. That's held in momentarily by Bast. He muscles it down the wall. 3, 2, and 1. It's a 2-2 tie, and we will head to overtime here at the Heritage Center. North Dakota and the Bolts deadlocked at 2. Take a quick timeout, figure out what the overtime structure is, and we'll be back with hopefully a winner on the way. Bantam Elites on Youth Hockey Hub. And we have our answer. That was quick. 3-person shootout, so no overtime. We'll go straight to a shootout. Pick your best 3, and after that, if it's still tied, we'll go sudden death 1-on-1. So North Dakota will shoot first. This is Dawson McCann against Anderson. McCann had one of the 2 goals in regulation for North Dakota. He works his way straight down the middle. Shot save made by Anderson. Looked like he was trying to go 5-hole. Just a quick shot. No real dekes there from McCann. Anderson makes the save. For the Bolts now, it's Jack Bartfield. He scored a goal in that second half, the first of 2 goals for the Bolts, and he gets the first go now for them. In on Astrup. A deke there. That one kicked aside. Might have hit the side of the cage. But Astrup equal to the task from Bartfield, and we are scoreless through 1. Now Landon Carter, the other goal scorer for North Dakota, he gets to go second. Can he break the deadlock in the shootout? In on Anderson. Not much speed there, right through the slot. Goes to the backhand, and he missed the net. Anderson might have got a piece of that. Another good save for the Bolts. Now Tyler Graham. One of the better offensive players all game for the Bolts. Involved in a lot of stuff. Let's see if he can give his team a lead as he comes in on Astrup. Shoot off the post for Graham, and we are still scoreless here in the shootout. So to our last of 3 shooters, and then if we're still tied, we will go 1-by-1 sudden death. Zach Naring will work on Thomas Anderson. To the forehand, he scores! Good move there for Naring. It's 1-0 in the shootout. And now the Bolts in a must-score situation. Kyle Dahl, who tipped in the equalizer with about 8 minutes to go in that second half. He will get the 3rd spot for the Bolts. He must score, and we will continue if Astrup makes the save. North Dakota wins. Dahl, he scores! Went 5-0 on Astrup. What a quick little shot there from Kyle Dahl. And of course, 3 shooters, not enough to settle this. We will head to more. Now it's 1 shooter apiece, sudden death. In on Anderson, what a move there. That's Nolan Nenau. What a move there, and North Dakota again up by 1. the Bolts back in a must-score situation. They will send out Caden Morgan. Morgan and Bartfield played big minutes as that top defensive pairing for the Bolts. Now he must score to keep things alive. In on Astrup. He shot, he missed the net. And North Dakota is going to take the win here, 2-1 in the shootout over the Bolts. An entertaining hockey game here at the Heritage Center. North Dakota, the shootout win over the Bolts. We will have more of the Bantam Elite League coming up as the evening progresses, but that was a fun one, ending in a shootout. So we'll move on. Our next game scheduled to drop the puck at 6:45. We'll probably be a bit behind that. That's the North Stars and the Bruins. But in this one, North Dakota knocks off the Bolts in a shootout. You've been watching the Bantam Elite League here on Youth Hockey Hub.